Okay, I'm Mariah Gladstone. I'm the founder of IndigiKitchen and a visiting chef here at the Indigenous Food Lab in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to be assembling a enchilada bake, which is going to put together a whole bunch of classic enchilada ingredients in a way that makes it super easy to prepare in a large pan. For today's demonstration, we're going to be using ground bison, chopped onions, diced tomatoes, chopped mushrooms, some black beans, and then a simple spice combination of some smoked salt, some chili powder, some garlic powder, and enchilada sauce. Well, you can of course buy enchilada sauce in the store. We do have a recipe on our YouTube channel that will show you how to make your own super easy enchilada sauce using indigenous ingredients. And finally, we're going to be using some tortillas to assemble our enchilada bake. If you don't already know, you can find homemade tortillas here at the Indigenous Food Lab market, where they're all made right in-house. So the first step is to brown the bison meat and saute the onions. We're gonna do this together in the same pan over medium heat on our stovetop. So we're just gonna add about a tablespoon of oil and then heat our oil and add our onions and our ground bison. And then we're just going to make sure that all of our bison meat gets browned and thoroughly cooked. Now that our meat is almost all browned, we're going to add our chopped mushrooms into the mixture. At this point, we can also add our spices. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder, some chile powder. You can of course adjust the amount of chile powder to suit your own flavor preferences, and some cedar smoked salt. And then the last ingredients in our mixture will be diced tomatoes as well as cooked black beans. And then we're just going to mix everything together. At this point, we can turn off our heat and get ready to assemble our enchilada bake. Here I have an 8x8 pan, which I'm going to use to assemble the enchiladas in and to bake in the oven at 350 degrees. I'm going to start off by adding a little bit of oil to the bottom of this pan. And then I want to take these tortillas and I want to fold them so that they fit evenly into the corner in a single layer on the bottom. Now that we have our base of our enchilada bake, we're going to fill this with about half of our mixture. I want to spread this mixture out so it makes it to every corner evenly. And then I want to add another layer of tortillas. And then I'm going to fill this with the remainder of our filling. And of course, spread this out to the sides. I'm patting this down just a little bit so that it will keep its shape when we go to pull these pieces out of the pan individually later. And then finally, I'm going to add my last layer of tortillas to the top. And for the final step, I'm just going to drizzle our homemade enchilada sauce over the top of this bake. The most important part of this step is just making sure that you get sauce on all the tortillas so that they don't dry out in the oven. And then we bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Now that our enchilada bake is out of the oven, we can allow it to cool for about 5 minutes and then it's ready to cut into and serve. This size of enchilada bake will create about 9 servings, but feel free to take as big a slice as you want. And here we have our finished product, a layered enchilada bake, complete with a lot of delicious fresh indigenous veggies, and of course, bison meat, our homemade enchilada sauce, and the tortillas made here at the Indigenous Food Lab market. Thank you so much for watching. You can find more recipes on our social media channel at Natives and follow the Indigenous Food Lab across all forms of social media as well. Also, if you're in Minneapolis, feel free to visit us here at the Midtown Global Market.